have a very specific topic I want to talk about today. So, this is just a quick rant about women's anger and how much I love it. So, when I say rant, it's not a bad thing. It's just know I have not planned this out. I am just wanting to report back from the field, from the trenches, what I'm seeing and the pattern recognition that my ADHD brain is putting together, because there's this like very palpable rising of women's anger in America, and I can like feel it pulsing. And the only reason it's taken this long, it's white women. It's white women. We're the reason. We're the reason this didn't happen earlier. Because women of color knew, right? Like their experience in America has always been clear-eyed, more so than white women's experience in America. And I'm not shitting on white women. I'm a white woman. I'm saying just the experience we have in the world has been different, right? It's why so many people had a real reckoning in the last year or so when they looked around and they're like, oh my God, our country isn't what I thought it was. And so many people of color in our country were like, really? Have you not been paying attention? Because we've been living this. But anyway, I digress. That's just context. But what I'm seeing right now is more and more white women, because it's finally touching them directly and touching their lives directly and touching their kids directly, are waking up to the systems, to the systemic patriarchy, really, right? And white supremacy. It's a white supremacy and a patriarchy. It's like a layered lasagna of shit that is holding us all down. And so, there's been so much infighting, and white women have always had more proximity to power and privilege. But the thing that's cool that I want to share is that there's so many more women that seem to be waking up to that now. And I see it a lot. I want to reflect back to you because I come from sales and marketing. I come from the Silicon Valley. And so I'm more tuned into what's happening in the business world. And there's data and patterns that are making me realize like this is happening, because Black women were already leaving corporate America, right? Like they were realizing that like I also worked in DEI and leadership development and culture. So I work with a lot of senior executives in DEI roles, and a lot of them were Black women. And they really got into those roles believing that they could impact real change from within, because that's what we were all raised to believe, is if you want to change things, you got to get in there and change it from the inside. And I've watched a lot of these corporations break these women's spirits and break them down because they were never going to allow them to actually change the system in any meaningful way. And so I started seeing it, and the numbers supported it when you looked at like how many Black women were leaving corporate jobs and starting their own businesses, and the movement before LinkedIn crushed it. There was like Black LinkedIn was having a whole moment back, I think in like 2020. And we were seeing way more Black female entrepreneurs starting businesses, which was so fucking cool. And of course they had to try to squash all that. But it's always been Black women that were like ahead of the curve, right? And the canaries in the coal mine, and the ones like actually trailblazing shit. And white women are usually the ones catching up, which is what's happening right now, but at least we're finally catching up. And so we're seeing the data, which is in 2024, 49% of all new businesses in the US started by fucking women. Us. We're starting the new businesses, and we're about to inherit trillions in like boomer wealth. Women are. So there's just so much control coming our way. And for those of us that are like me, that have done a lot of healing and chose not to have kids and are never going back to the fucking kitchen, we're dangerous, and they're scared of us. And as more and more women wake up and realize how angry they should be, and that they should be looking and punching up and not down, oh boy howdy, women's anger It's a beautiful thing, and I want more of it, right? And it's happening. And women are forming these little like consulting collectives and they're leaving these shitty corporations and they're starting little pods and doing collective work and supporting each other. They're building parallel systems. They're realizing they're getting angry enough and they're realizing, fuck this shit. I'm not going to play in your stupid broken system anymore. I don't want a seat at your table. You don't want me? Fuck right off. Fuck all the way off. I'll build my own table. So we're all building our own goddamn tables. And then we look around and we're like, why are we fucking building our tables all by ourselves when we have a whole community of badass bitches who are just as strong and way fucking smarter and more compassionate than a lot of the dudes we've ever had to fucking work with. So we just looked around and realized, well, we can just help each other and we can build as many tables as we need. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. So just don't lose hope. I know in 2025, going into 2026, as a woman in America, you're like, what? Okay, we're sliding into Handmaid's Tale. No, 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 we're not. We're gaining more money, more power, and they're scared as shit. They're scared as shit of us, and they're trying to hold us down. But you know what? That just means we're doing it right. We're doing it right, ladies. Keep going. Keep going.